All right, guys. In this video, we're going to talk about arrangement. So this is actually kind of like the process of like making the beat like full length and however long you want to make the beat and things like that. Stretching the beat out, like having different parts in the beat, like the intro, outro, and things like that. And I added some from the previous video to now. I just added some reverb on the hi hat and the snare. Mess with some of the leveling here. So leveling, like balancing the sounds, making the sounds stick out where you want them to. You can use this knob for that. But let's focus on the arrangement. So here's what we have so far. So like, in a beat, like basically like sounds will come and go. And we have 3 to work with here. It's not a whole lot typically in a beat, but it's a very simple beat. What we can do is kind of have an intro, mini beats, and this comes down to, I would say, listening to a lot of music and try to understand like how a lot of music is structured. Plus, you can add your own creativity to it, but there will also be a lot of things that artists are looking for, like basically highs and lows. But you want to keep the beat interesting as like one of the main focal points. So you want the beat to be interesting. You want it to be rappable or singable in general. If you want to market to singers and artists or whatever, you're gonna want to kind of have like you're gonna want to keep the beat interesting, and you're gonna want to have some like highs and lows, kind of like you'll see what I'm talking about. So, for example, we can start the beat off with just the melody. So you'll probably hear like a lot of songs kind of start like this, or have like some intro and then it'll go into something like this. And then like another part, an alternate part will play. Let's see. Maybe do something like this. Kind of like that same part here. Then they'll have like just like a straight up rest. And depending on how long you want the beat to be, so far this is about 1minute 15 seconds. So maybe you'll like bring it back in another way. Then maybe bring this in again. See what I'm saying? Then you just kind of drop it. Then you can do something like fade out. So I'll show you how to like fade out. Basically, you right click here, create automation clip, right click at the master channel, create automation clip. You'll have an automation clip here. I always say copy this value, right click, copy it. So basically right click on the circle here, find the point where you want to start to fade out. So say like right here, paste. Then you kind of like do a little bit of this. I would typically actually bring it further than when the song ends. You typically do a little bit of that. And I do this because like when the final song is done, or the final part music is done, like there will typically be some like what's the word for it? Man, there's like an actual word for it. Like the part that plays after like a sound release. There will typically be a release. So you'll see like, so I'll show you the fade out here. So it'll be like, and I gotta say, fade outs and things like that will make your music sound way more complete. So let's just like again kind of break down what's going on here. Basically, like this really just comes down to being interesting. You want the beat to be interesting. And the way I was taught, one of my producer friends told me, like, he was like, think of it kind of like dribbling a basketball. You dribble it in one hand for a little bit, and then you switch it to the left hand, and you switch it to the right hand. So you kind of want to just kind of keep it interesting and kind of like more unpredictable, but kind of predictable at the same time. Like, as in, like, you don't want to go from this to just like something crazy, you know, like you kind of want to sauce the beat around, kind of like, you know, make it easier to like rap on. Just highs and lows. Highs and lows. And that's really it. You know, you can add effects. I'm not going to cover too much about it. You know, there's like the chorus, there's like the hook. Basically, that's where you put certain parts that, you know, repeat and things like that. And I just know from number one, this is a very important part, and you definitely want to understand arrangement, but you're definitely going to want to like just kind of study this in great detail. I can't cover all the detail in this video, but you know, like I said, as a rule of thumb, you kind of just want to make it interesting, especially if you're just beginning. You don't want to just play, obviously, like just like the same kind of pattern the whole beat, or even for that long. I would try to have some type of switch up every like 4 to 6, however you record the melodies, basically, or however you record your drum patterns. Every like maybe even 3, whatever like your kind of like repeating pattern is, you kind of want to switch it up. So it could be 4, as it often is, which would be like right about here, but this melody just happens to be a little bit longer. So, you know, switch it up like each one of these intervals is a good rule of thumb. And that's it for this video. Stay tuned for the next one. We're going to be talking about improving your beat making skills. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more. Peace out.